Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel. OpenAI released their latest frontier large language model, GPT-4.5. This LLM represents a significant advancement in the field of generative AI, positioning itself as the company's largest and most knowledgeable model yet. Released in early 2025, GPT-4.5 continues OpenAI's strategy of scaling up unsupervised learning to improve world knowledge, intuition, and reduce hallucinations. This video provides a thorough analysis of GPT-4.5's capabilities, its position in the competitive landscape, and relevant business considerations for organizations contemplating its adoption. So what is GPT-4.5? This is the latest large language model in OpenAI's GPT series. While previous iterations focused on various improvements, GPT-4.5 specifically emphasizes scaling up unsupervised learning, the process by which AI models learn patterns and information from data without explicit human guidance. According to OpenAI, this approach has created a model with broader knowledge and deeper understanding of the world, leading to reduced hallucinations and greater reliability across a wide range of topics. Hallucination refers to the phenomenon where the model generates incorrect, nonsensical, or unreal text, often presenting fabricated information as factual. OpenAI describes GPT-4.5 as having significantly improved EQ, which represents emotional intelligence, allowing for more natural interactions with humans. The model demonstrates enhanced ability to follow user intent and provides a more intuitive conversational experience. OpenAI released GPT-4.5 initially to ChatGPT Pro users and developers through the API, with plans to extend access to Plus, Team, EDU, and Enterprise users afterward. Plus, Team, and EDU refers to different subscription tiers or user categories within OpenAI's ChatGPT service. ChatGPT Plus is OpenAI's subscription service for individual users. For a monthly fee, typically $20 per month, Plus subscribers get access to premium features like priority access during high-demand periods, faster response times, access to newer models before free users, and additional usage limits. ChatGPT Team is a subscription plan designed for small teams and businesses. It provides collaborative features, shared workspaces, and administrative controls, allowing team members to work together with ChatGPT while maintaining privacy between different users' conversations. ChatGPT EDU refers to OpenAI's educational offering designed specifically for educational institutions, teachers, and students. It typically includes features tailored to academic environments and may have special pricing or access conditions for educational users. In the context of the GPT 4.5 rollout plan, OpenAI indicated they would first release GPT 4.5 to Pro users, then gradually extend access to these other user categories, Plus, Team, and EDU, followed by Enterprise users in subsequent weeks. This tiered rollout approach is common for new AI model releases to manage demand and gather feedback before wider deployment. Let's dig deeper into the differences between GPT 4.5 versus the other OpenAI models in terms of features and positioning. To understand GPT 4.5's position in OpenAI's product lineup, that is GPT 4.0 and OpenAI 0.1, it's important to recognize the company's dual approach to advancing AI capabilities. The first is unsupervised learning models, such as GPT 3.5, GPT-4, and GPT 4.5. These models focus on increasing world model accuracy and intuition by scaling up compute and data alongside architectural and optimization innovations. The second approach is reasoning models, like OpenAI 0.1 and 0.3. Many of these teach models to think and produce a chain of thought before responding, allowing them to better tackle complex STEM or logic problems. Chain of thought prompting is a technique that improves the performance of language models by explicitly prompting the model to generate a step-by-step explanation or reasoning process before arriving at a final answer. This method helps the model to break down the problem and not skip any intermediate tasks to avoid reasoning failures. Chain of thought, abbreviated as COT, is effective because it helps focus the attention mechanism of the LLM. The decomposition of the reasoning process makes the model focus its attention on one part of the problem at a time, minimizing the risk of errors that might arise from handling too much information simultaneously. GPT 4.5 represents the pinnacle of the first approach, while 0.1 exemplifies the second. There are certain fundamental differences between GPT 4.5 versus GPT 4.0. GPT 4.5 has a broader knowledge base. It has improved ability to follow user intent. It has reduced hallucination rates. and it has greater emotional intelligence, or EQ. GPT-4.0, which is also known as GPT-4 Turbo, on the other hand, was more technically focused and often provided lengthy, fact-heavy responses. And while very accurate, it lacked the conversational finesse of GPT-4.5. Similarly, there are also fundamental differences between GPT-4.5 versus GPT-0.1. First, GPT-4.5 doesn't think before it responds, like the O1 model does. The O1 model explicitly generates a chain of thought before answering, which is especially helpful for complex reasoning tasks. Secondly, GPT-4.5 is a more general-purpose and inherently knowledgeable model, whereas O1 excels specifically at reasoning-heavy tasks. In benchmark tests, GPT-4.5 outperforms previous GPT models in accuracy while having the lowest hallucination rate. However, for certain reasoning-heavy evaluations like GPQ-A benchmark, which is the science benchmark, and AIME, which is the math benchmark, it still lags behind O3 Mini, which can think step by step before responding. Now let's examine the competitive landscape and how GPT-4.5 compares to frontier models from DeepSeek, Anthropic, xAI, and AI2. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. The AI model landscape has become increasingly competitive, with several notable players challenging OpenAI's dominance. First is DeepSeek R1 and R2. DeepSeek, a Chinese AI startup, made headlines with its R1 model in early 2025, which matched capabilities of frontier models at a fraction of the reported training cost. DeepSeek claimed to have built an open-source model on par with GPT-4 for just $5.58 million using only 2,000 NVIDIA H800 GPUs, a claim that stunned the AI community. The next upgrade, DeepSeek R2, expected to be released by May 2025, is reported to have improved coding capabilities and better reasoning in multiple languages beyond English. According to analysts, DeepSeek's pricing can be 20 to 40 times cheaper than what OpenAI charges for comparable performance. This is not trivial, as it is an indication that AI might be heading towards a price war and commoditization in the near future. GPT 4.5 still maintains advantages, however, in its integration with the broader OpenAI ecosystem and generally demonstrates better EQ and conversational abilities, but DeepSeek's cost efficiency makes it an attractive alternative for certain use cases. Next, we have Claude 3.7 Sonnet from Anthropic. Claude 3.7 Sonnet represents another strong competitor in the market. Released in February 2025, Claude 3.7 Sonnet is positioned as a reasoning model with an additional reasoning or extended thinking mode. This allows Claude to think before answering questions, similar to OpenAI's O-series models. While specific head-to-head comparisons between GPT 4.5 and Claude 3.7 are mixed, with each model excelling in different areas, some users report that Claude 3.7 is particularly strong for more precise use cases requiring careful reasoning. Not far behind is Grok 3 from xAI. Elon Musk's xAI released Grok 3 in early 2025, claiming it was an order of magnitude better than Grok 2. Grok 3 features both standard and reasoning versions, similar to OpenAI's dual approach, that is unsupervised learning and reasoning. Elon Musk claimed Grok 3 was trained in a massive data center featuring around 200,000 GPUs, and that it beats competitors like GPT-4.0 and DeepSeek in areas like math, science, coding, and problem-solving. Grok 3 differentiates itself with features like Big Brain Mode for more comprehensive answers to complex questions and an edgier approach to content policies. This fancy term, Big Brain Mode, refers to a specific feature in Grok 3. In simple terms, Big Brain Mode tells Grok 3 to spend more time thinking before it responds to your question. When activated, the model takes longer to process your query but aims to provide a more comprehensive, thorough, and well-reasoned answers, and also supports substantial output lengths, especially given its positioning as a competitor to models like GPT 4.5 and Claude 3.7 Sonnet, which support extended outputs. This Big Brain Mode feature is particularly useful for complex questions in areas like science, mathematics, and coding, where a quick answer might miss important details or nuances. By giving the AI more processing time, Big Brain Mode enables Grok 3 to consider multiple angles of a problem, work through calculations more carefully, or develop more complete explanations. It's similar in concept to features like deep research in OpenAI's models or reasoning mode in some other AI systems, where the trade-off is longer wait time for potentially higher quality responses, especially on difficult or technical questions. This represents one approach to addressing the limitations of standard large language models, which sometimes rush to conclusions without sufficient deliberation, particularly on complex reasoning tasks. While GPT 4.5 generally offers more polished responses and better integration with productivity tools, Grok 3 appeals to users seeking less filtered responses. Finally, we have a new model called Tulu 3.5b, recently launched by Allen Institute for AI, or AI2 as it's called. This says a lot about the unpredictable nature of the AI world. The Tulu 3.5b model scales reinforcement learning for open-source AI models. This massive 405 billion parameter model claimed to outperform DeepSeek, v3 and match GPT-4.0 in key benchmarks, particularly mathematical reasoning and safety. This release showcases AI2's novel training method, reinforcement learning with verifiable rewards, or RLVR. Tulu 3.405b builds on AI2's Tulu 3 post-training recipe, first introduced in November 2024. The model fine-tunes Meta's Llama 405b using a combination of carefully curated data, supervised fine-tuning, direct preference optimization, or DPO, and RLVR. RLVR is particularly noteworthy because it enhances skills where verifiable outcomes exist, such as math problem solving and instruction following. And finally, because it is completely open source, everything is available to the public. The training code, data, weights, and instructions are all freely released with extremely permissive licensing. While GPT 4.5 likely maintains advantages in conversational ability and EQ, Tulu 3's impressive performance on tasks like math reasoning at a fully open-source level makes it noteworthy. Let's now move on to the strengths and limitations of GPT 4.5. First, where does GPT 4.5 shine? We've identified 6 areas. 1. Reduced hallucinations. GPT 4.5 demonstrates the lowest hallucination rate in the GPT family, making it more reliable for factual information. 2. Conversational quality. OpenAI emphasized improving GPT 4.5's EQ, making it more intuitive, warm, and collaborative. In human preference tests, testers preferred GPT 4.5 over previous models in terms of helpfulness, harmlessness, and honesty. 3. Creative content. GPT 4.5 shows stronger aesthetic intuition and creativity, making it excellent for helping with writing and design tasks. 4. Knowledge breadth. With its expanded training, GPT 4.5 has a broader knowledge base than previous models. 5. Integration. GPT 4.5 works seamlessly with ChatGPT features like file and image upload, Canvas, and search. 6. Developer features. For developers, GPT 4.5 supports key features like function calling, structured outputs, streaming, and system messages. And where has GPT 4.5 somewhat disappointed us? We've identified 4 areas where GPT 4.5 needs more work. 1. Complex reasoning. Without the explicit reasoning capabilities of models like O3, Mini, GPT 4.5 still struggles with very complex mathematical or logical problems that benefit from step-by-step thinking. 2. Resource intensity. GPT 4.5 is a very large and compute-intensive model, making it more expensive than GPT 4.0 and potentially less accessible for resource-constrained applications. This does not bode well in an environment where price wars are soon inevitable. 3. Multimodal features. At launch, GPT 4.5 does not support some multimodal features available with other models, such as voice mode, video, and screen sharing in ChatGPT. 4. Cost versus performance. While GPT 4.5 outperforms previous OpenAI models, the relative cost-effectiveness compared to newer competitors like DeepSeek is questionable for some use cases. In the next section, we'll explore GPT 4.5 performance on specific tasks. 1. Mathematical problem solving. In terms of mathematical capabilities, GPT 4.5 shows significant improvements over previous GPT models. On the AIM E24 Math benchmark, GPT 4.5 scored 36.7%, compared to GPT 4.0's 9.3%. However, this still falls short of OpenAI O3 Mini's impressive 87.3% on the same benchmark. This gap illustrates the advantage that explicit reasoning provides for mathematical problem solving. 2. Coding abilities. GPT 4.5 demonstrates strong coding capabilities. On the SWE Bench verified benchmark, it achieved a score of 38%, compared to GPT 4.0's 30.7%, though again falling behind O3 Mini's 61%. However, on the SWE Lancer Diamond benchmark, GPT 4.5 shows impressive performance, suggesting it may be particularly well suited for certain types of coding tasks that benefit from its broader knowledge base rather than pure reasoning. 3. Scientific reasoning. For scientific reasoning, as measured by the GPQA benchmark, GPT 4.5 achieves 71.4% compared to GPT-4's 53.6%, marking a substantial improvement. Again, the O3 mini model outperforms with 79.7%, highlighting the value of explicit reasoning for scientific questions. 4. Multilingual and multimodal capabilities. GPT 4.5 excels in multilingual tasks, scoring 85.1% on the MMLU, the multilingual benchmark, compared to GPT-4's 81.5% and O3 Mini's 81.1%. For multimodal understanding with the MMMU benchmark, GPT 4.5 scores 74.4% compared to GPT-4's 69.1%, a notable improvement. Next, we'll move on to the training methodology employed for GPT 4.5 and the costs incurred for training the model. GPT 4.5 represents a significant scaling up of unsupervised learning through increased compute and data, along with architectural and optimization innovations. Increased compute and data means thousands of GPUs and a mammoth bank of datasets. The specific training costs for GPT 4.5 haven't been publicly disclosed by OpenAI, but they did report that it was trained on Microsoft Azure AI supercomputers. However, we can make some inferences regarding to costs based on industry trends and comparative data. The training of large frontier models typically costs hundreds of millions of dollars. For context, DeepSeek claimed to have trained their R1 model for approximately $5.58 million, but most industry observers believe major models like GPT 4.5 cost upward of a few $100 million to develop. OpenAI's training methodology for GPT 4.5 involved several technical innovations which include aggressive use of low-precision training to maximize GPU efficiency, pre-training across multiple data centers simultaneously, new inference systems for faster serving of this larger model, post-training through multiple iterations using supervised fine-tuning and reinforcement learning from human feedback. Regarding GPT 4.5's licensing, inference costs, and economics, we have some mixed news. 4.5 was initially released to ChatGPT Pro users and developers on paid API tiers. Subsequently, it was rolled out to Plus, Team, EDU, and Enterprise users. This tiered release strategy allows OpenAI to manage demand and gather feedback while scaling up. Regarding API pricing, OpenAI has indicated that GPT 4.5 is a very large and compute-intensive model, making it more expensive than and not a replacement for GPT-4o. While specific pricing details may evolve, organizations should expect higher costs compared to previous models, particularly for applications requiring significant computation. The pricing structure typically follows OpenAI's established pattern of charging for tokens, both for input and output. Higher capability models like GPT 4.5 command premium pricing, though the exact rates may vary based on volume and usage patterns. The pricing model has long-term availability considerations. OpenAI has indicated they are evaluating whether to continue serving it in the API mode long-term as they balance supporting current capabilities with building future models. This suggests that organizations adopting GPT 4.5 should be prepared for potential transitions to newer models in the future. In the next section, we'll talk about the safety features, ethics, and biases, all factors that are a major concern for corporate adoption. To ensure safety in their models, OpenAI emphasized that GPT 4.5 was trained with new techniques for supervision combined with traditional supervised fine-tuning, or SFT, and reinforcement learning from human feedback, or LHF. Before deployment, OpenAI conducted safety tests in accordance with their preparedness framework and published detailed results in a system card. As with all generative AI models, GPT 4.5 raises ethical questions around content generation, intellectual property, and potential misuse. OpenAI has implemented various safeguards to prevent harmful outputs, though the exact nature of these safeguards and their effectiveness may vary across different types of content and contexts. While specific details about bias mitigation in GPT 4.5 aren't fully disclosed, OpenAI has historically worked to reduce biases in their models through data selection, filtering, and fine-tuning. However, as with all AI systems, bias cannot be completely eliminated, and organizations should implement their own governance and oversight when deploying GPT 4.5 in sensitive contexts. One commonly asked question is on GPT 4.5 suitability for building AI agents. We believe GPT-4.5's broader knowledge base, reduced hallucination rate, and improved contextual understanding make it well-suited for certain types of AI agents, particularly those that require rich world knowledge. That is, AI agents that need to draw on broad general knowledge to provide helpful responses. Natural interaction agents, which means customer-facing AI agents that benefit from GPT-4.5's improved EQ and conversational abilities. And content creation agents, agents that are focused on generating high-quality written content, where GPT-4.5's creative strengths shine. However, for agents that require complex reasoning, step-by-step problem-solving, or specialized domain expertise, organizations might consider combining GPT-4.5 with other models like O3, Mini, or implementing specialized systems for those particular tasks. The ability to use GPT-4.5 with function calling and other API features makes it suitable for building AI agents that can interact with external systems and tools, though developers should carefully evaluate the balance between capabilities and costs. So now we come to the big question. Why should you consider GPT-4.5 for your organization? Organizations should consider adopting GPT-4.5 over other models for several compelling reasons. 1. Comprehensive ecosystem. GPT-4.5 integrates seamlessly with OpenAI's broader tools and services, including file and image upload, Canvas, and search. 2. Reduced hallucinations. The lower hallucination rate compared to previous models makes GPT-4.5 more reliable for factual information, reducing risks in business contexts. 3. Higher EQ. The improved emotional intelligence and conversational abilities make GPT-4.5 particularly valuable for customer-facing applications and internal communication tools. 4. Strong multilingual support. Superior performance on multilingual benchmarks makes GPT-4.5 suitable for global organizations. 5. Developer-friendly features. Support for function calling, structured outputs, streaming, and system messages enables rich integration with existing systems. 6. Trust and stability. OpenAI's established position in the market provides some assurance of ongoing support and improvement, though with the caveat noted about long-term API availability. However, organizations should weigh these advantages against 1. Higher costs. GPT-4.5's resource intensity translates to higher operational costs. 2. Reasoning limitations. For applications requiring complex reasoning, supplementing with other models might be necessary. 3. Competitive alternatives. Models like DeepSeek R1 and R2 offer compelling cost-performance trade-offs for certain use cases. In conclusion, like everyone, you must be curious as to how far is GPT-4.5 from achieving AGI level? AGI, which stands for Artificial General Intelligence, refers to highly autonomous systems that outperform humans at most economically valuable work. The exact debate on AGI's definitions are somewhat ambiguous as yet, so we'll stick with this definition. While GPT-4.5 represents a significant advancement in AI capabilities, it remains far from true AGI. GPT-4.5 excels within its training parameters and can appear remarkably intelligent when handling tasks it was designed for, but it lacks several crucial AGI components: genuine understanding, autonomous goal setting, contextual adaptability across domains without specific training, and true reasoning abilities beyond pattern recognition. The model still struggles with complex mathematical reasoning without explicit step-by-step thinking, can produce plausible-sounding but incorrect information, and cannot truly understand the world in the way humans do. GPT-4.5 represents perhaps an incremental 10% to 15% step closer to AGI compared to its predecessor models, but significant conceptual and architectural breakthroughs would still be required to achieve true AGI, particularly in the areas of a world model and proper ontology. Organizations should view GPT-4.5 as an extremely powerful tool with specific strengths and limitations rather than as an approach to general intelligence. Thanks for watching, and please do stay tuned to our channel for keeping current with the latest breakthroughs in this amazing era of AI.